Hey everybody, I'm back again with another Gotham live show. I am here with Jordan once again, aka Chainsaw Reacts. We're going to make this a weekly thing and we're going to talk about every episode this season. We were going to do this last year for a couple of other shows, but we are both really into Gotham, so we're making this happen. So let's talk about episode 2 of season 3, Burn the Witch.
Burn the Witch. Oh my God. A lot of stuff happened in this episode. Um, let's start off with the Court of Owls. Like, they immediately jumped into that, which I was shocked by because I expected them to kind of hold that off because they heavily teased that in the promos that the main woman of the Court of Owls is going to unmask herself in front of Bruce Wayne. It was immediate, and I was shocked. And my theory was the way that the promo was kind of set up that he knew her, and I'm thinking, okay, well, what is the relationship? Someone to do something involved with Wayne Tech, obviously, but I expected it would be a bigger thing to where maybe she's related to Bruce Wayne. Maybe it's something deeper than that we can kind of connect the dots. But then it's just like, I'm Catherine. I run the Court of Owls. I've been in your house, Bruce. You've seen me at functions. It was still kind of creepy because he knows who she is, but we don't know enough about her. And I was shocked that she unmasked herself and revealed herself because in the comics, mostly the Court of Owls are very mysterious. They don't just go around and revealing themselves. And Batman usually learns about the Court of Owls when he's Batman. The fact that this show is not set in that timeline, they had to reverse it to where they immediately go to him when he confronts them and calls them out at that meeting on the first episode. Shows up, hey, Bruce, don't talk about us anymore. Don't investigate stuff, and we'll be good. And it freaks them out because they're like, we're going to kill you. So I was quite surprised that they went that direction because I expected her to keep her mask on. And if she reveals herself, it's his grandmother or something, but it's not that. So
I feel like they may revisit more about her later on this season. I don't think they're gonna jump back into the Court of Owls until a few more episodes into the season. But like you said, I expected a little bit more to that reveal. I enjoyed the character, and I want to learn more about the masked dude that got Bruce. Like, very, under the radar. But I was staring at him. I was like, who are you? What's up? And one thing that I loved about this entire interaction between Bruce and Catherine, while she wanted to legit kill him, she showed that she actually respects him for the fact that he played them. They played into his hands in a way because he said that he knew they were a thing, and they confirmed it by taking him. And we just see this young Batman, this young Bruce Wayne that is really coming into his own, and he's learning that he's gonna have to make some sacrifices in order to get where he needs to be. Like, he has to make the deal with her that he will not investigate his parents' murder any further. He is definitely going to investigate his parents' murder further. We know this. Because as Alfred said, do you think they're going to stick to their word? Do you really think they're going to stick to their word and not kill you?
Exactly. Because I think they'll keep their end of the deal because they know the threat Bruce Wayne, because he gave the threat. If I die, the federal government will look through the financials of Wayne Tech and they will find out about you. And so that's a major problem. But I guarantee something's going to happen. Like, the ending of the episode kind of makes me go, okay, he's definitely not staying away, because the very end of the Bruce's arc in this episode relies on the fact that things are going to be said by that individual that is going to make Bruce go, okay. So he's going to flip pretty quick. They found a way for Bruce to still, but the thing is, though, what is the connection to that and the Court of Owls? I'm assuming there's a huge one, but obviously we want to know what was really going on, why they do it. And yes, to the person, individual, you're like, well, who's the masked guy that was working and picked up Bruce. I think that is their own version of Talon, which is a character that is attached. But I think they might not go down that road just yet. Or that could just be some servant. Talon apparently is coming this season, so maybe that's not Talon. I don't know. But yeah, that was pretty creepy stuff. Right away, just boom, right into the stuff. I was shocked.
Yeah, I can't wait to see more of this. I think a really great way to close off like the mid-season would be like them to say, Bruce, we told you not to investigate. And then he's like surrounded by all the people, the court with the masked one. And then it just went to black and we were like left waiting.
Waiting for a couple months and going like, what's happening?
Yeah. I could see that happening. I think that would be a cool thing to do. I think they might do something like that at some point. They've had situations like that in the past and like some of the animated stuff, and it's always been fun. Now, and the next thing I want to talk about, I think it was my favorite part of the entire episode is Ivy. Okay. So, as my friend Nick corrected me last week, Claire Foley, that is the young Ivy Pepper. I'm sorry, I did not know your name at the moment. Yeah. And now I can't remember the actress that plays the new Ivy. I will remember that next week.
Yeah.
But she's awesome. She gets rescued by some dude off the side of the road, and then she looks in the mirror and she realizes, hey, I'm hot. I can use this. And I have a feeling, it takes me back to season 1 when Barbara was telling Selena and Ivy, she was telling Selena to use her features and everything that she has to her advantage. And I feel, I heard that in my mind as I was seeing Ivy kind of things were clicking together about what's going on with her. And she was probably remembering what Barbara said to Selena, use everything to your advantage. And she did. She
really did. Holy crap. Yeah, we're going to stand on different opinions on this. I feel like if this was our first introduction into Ivy, I would have went, awesome. Okay, she hates people that abuse plants. She killed a guy. Let's go. I didn't really feel it because Ivy so far has been the different actress and she hasn't done much. And we've seen it with the plants. We get that. But she, as soon as she got older, and maybe they'll explain it later, the reason why maybe she's wired differently in her head to where she immediately jumped to, I'm going to kill this guy. Because in the past, she didn't do that when she was a kid, obviously. But still, we didn't see that side of her. So it's hard for me to believe that as soon as she becomes older, she just kills a guy immediately, puts on a new dress, cleavage and all, and just goes, I'm out of here. I'm going to go kill. It felt kind of weird, but I'm hoping that later episodes they'll be able to explain why that happened. Maybe the transformation did something else, and I believe she has powers. We just haven't seen it yet. My personal opinion.
I can understand that. I can definitely understand that opinion, and some of those are my thoughts as well. I'm excited that they're gonna finally focus a little more on Ivy and give her more substance as a character. I thought maybe she might hurt the dude. I didn't. It is a little far-fetched that she already, right after she is transformed or aged up, she kills this guy. It is a little far-fetched that she just all of a sudden has the balls to do it. I just have to. That's basically because she's always been kind of snarky. She's like this little snarky kid that, she has opinions and she's like a little brat, but is she going to kill someone? Is she going to go to where Selena already went when she was protecting herself and Bruce? As a kid, I don't think she would have gone that far. If she was still a kid, she would not have killed that dude. So I'm interested to see how they progress her over the season. And like you said, I really hope she has some kind of little abilities, because right when she was caressing the plant and she's like, needs water and all this stuff, and then after she killed the dude, you should have watered, or whatever she said. I can't remember the exact words, but I would have liked to have seen just something like to indicate that she might have a little something.
Yeah, and they didn't do that. But yeah, I think they will explain more of what it happened to her besides just aging her up in terms of what she's thinking and how she's processing everything now. Because I mean, on top of the fact that we saw a different side of her, I mean, she is now older and she can't change it back as far as we know. So she has to live with this, and maybe she's just overreacting. I don't know. Maybe she runs into Selena again, that maybe things will go back to, she'll go kind of get back to a middle groundish where she's not overly freaking out. But I don't know. I think that what they're trying to do is set up that Poison Ivy, she hates human beings. That's what it is, because she sees humans as a pest in the world that is killing plants, and we need to get rid of all humans, destroy all humans. That's what so
Yeah.
I can see her. I can see if that's the direction they're going, I'm fine with it. But they have to be careful because we've spent time with, not a lot of time, but time with the character not being that. So yeah, I think they'll do a decent job in setting up this new side of her. So
So, yeah. Now, let's talk about Fish some because
fish.
I am so happy that they didn't like really kill off Jada Pinkett Smith's character. I was so upset when they killed Fish off that moment, killed her, and then they brought her back, so I was happy. I love this character. She just brings something to the show that it wouldn't be the show it is without her. It wouldn't be. There's this certain feel that she brings to the show, and especially the way she's not all bad. She's not all bad. I find myself constantly understanding her opinion, and then I'm like, well, this must be why I cosplay Selena Kyle, because I totally understand Fish in a way, and I think most people can. She has been wronged in many ways, and she cares about those who are loyal to her in a very strange way. And I really enjoyed seeing when she abducted Harvey in the episode in order to find Hugo Strange, and how she didn't let any of the other people really hurt him. She still cares for him, and it's very apparent throughout the episode. It's you can tell she's just waiting for Jim to show up and rescue him. You just know she doesn't want to. You can tell she just doesn't want to go there. She doesn't want to go there and kill Harvey. But if she's pushed to do it, I think she would have done it. So
Yeah, I see that. I think her human side came out in this episode, even though she used her abilities and was being forceful to Doctor Strange. Hugo Strange, completely different thing.
hey, the movie's coming out.
It's
too.
hard. It's hard to keep the two separate. So they're both similar names. But we saw her human side because she had a relationship with Harvey, and she knew that if I take him, I will find out where Hugo Strange is, but I want to make sure he is safe, and that's exactly what happened, even though she did control him and all that. It's really interesting because Fish is a character a lot of people look at as either one of the reasons people don't watch the show, or they do, because she was heavily in season 1. She was gone for almost the entirety of season 2. She comes back, and now she's in all the episodes so far in season 3, just 2 episodes. But this is a different type of Fish, but not exactly the Fish we knew from season 1. Obviously with her abilities, but she's still at the core Fish Mooney who wants to just rule everything. And I like the fact they kept that about her, and where instead of her just ruling with an iron fist, now she's ruling with monsters. She's trying to. And I like the fact that she's still in that leadership role. But I like the fact that in this episode we saw a human side of her. And we'll talk about the thing that happened towards the end of her arc in this episode with another major character that I think also showed another side of her that we haven't really seen in the show.
Another thing that I really enjoyed on Jim's journey towards saving Harvey in this episode was the funny moment, very awkward moment between him, Barbara, and Valerie.
Oh,
Oh my God. She I love Aaron Richards is amazing in this role. I I don't think we could have a better person playing this character. And the way she plays Barbara and how she tells Jim, I'll tell you the information for a kiss. And she's not crazy. She's not insane. She's actually very clever. And she knows how to play insane very well, because at the end she's like, Jim, I had this dream where you like fell and your legs were chopped off and I had to push you around in a baby stroller, in a baby carriage. And Jim and Valerie just look at her. It's just,
it was really uncomfortable. They set it up so great because they meet face to face for the first time this season. They got right to it. They didn't tease it or lead up to it. It was just boom, immediately. There you go. I don't think it was even in the teaser for this week's.
No.
They were really good at hiding that, but
I like that they hit it.
They played two different sides of her in that scene. The obviously crazy outward version of her where she's just like, I'll tell you for a kiss, and she's obviously acting like crazy Barbara. What I really liked, and obviously we see the reveal at the end when he walks away and she starts smiling slowly, is that little thing, because she really does look concerned and she's acting like she's really scared for him, and then you realize she's just messing with him, which I think beautifully worked, because I recorded my reaction to the episode and I honestly believed for a second, like, what? And then she starts smiling. I'm like, she's messing with him. Gotcha. All right. Because I was like, what? Why did she say that? And it was pretty smart, because she's trying to weird him out because he's still not used to her being that way, which I like. So
yeah, the way she's very brilliant in the way that she keeps him off balance. She knows exactly how Jim works, so she knows exactly what to say to him to get him just fed up and to go away. I mean, when Jim's around her, things tend to go bad for her. So she's going to get him out of the room in a way as fast as possible. And she did, especially with that comment towards Valerie. Is this your new girl? Or what happened with Leslie? What happened there, huh? What happened there?
Always getting into that.
She's got to poke. She just got to poke until.
Yeah. But I like that she has to bother him. She has to keep doing that. Like, come on, Jim. And he's trying his best not to react to it. Like, he's just trying to like get to the main point. But she's got to keep poking, because they had the weird situation in season 2, like that whole time where she kidnapped him and her and all of that, and he almost killed her. She fell out of the top of the church.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been through a lot together. So you got to think, where's it going to end up? Like, what's going to happen? Because something's going to have to come to a head. Will she die? Will she always be around? I don't know, because we all suspected this is going to be Jim Gordon's future wife, and they completely flip it. So I don't know. I don't have no predictions. I have no idea what they're doing.
I think she does actually still care for Jim. I don't think there's any way she can actually not care for him. It's that embedded into who she is. But it's a very perverted attraction. She's obsessed with him. She likes to hide it. And I don't think she's actually in love with that Tabitha girl. I mean, I don't think she's in love with Tabitha. I don't believe it. I think she's just using Tabitha, and in her way, she's just making her way in the world, and that's the only way she is going to stay out of Arkham, is playing like she's not crazy. And so Jim knows she's crazy, and I don't know what her end game is. Like you said, I will be very interested to see where that goes, and hopefully she stays with the show for a very long time.
Yeah, definitely. I'm curious to find out if because she's probably using Tabitha for the bar, because I think that Tabitha's money. And then you also got to think about this, since Tabitha's still on the show, and we know the whole thing between Penguin and how he wants to kill Tabitha.
Yeah.
Will Azrael, Theo, Gallivant show back up, and will he know who he is if he returns?
I
'Cause
really hope so.
they teased that. They teased it to where he was having flashes of his former self running for mayor and stuff through his head, but he still ended up leaving the show in season 2 as Azrael. So will he return as Azrael and then see Tabitha, and then he knows who he is and they bring Theo back? Then you would think that, well, no, because Tabitha, well, I guess the better question is Silver. What happened to her?
Oh, that little witch.
Well, we burned a witch. We didn't find that witch. We found one. We couldn't find the other. But
yeah,
I want to know because Silver just was gone. They haven't explained.
She's up to something. She'll be back. She will definitely be back.
She's gonna have a clone too, like Bruce. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh God, yeah, just. Oh man.
This one's gonna have no hair. She's gonna be bald, like Stranger Things 11. There you go. Crossover confirmed. Coming this way. Gotham. Stranger Things. Go. So I guess Jim saves Harvey. I guess is next.
Yeah. Also, the real cool thing about this whole situation, when Fish finally gets her hands on Hugo Strange, he explains to her how he can't bring himself to harm her. She is like a child to him. His creation, and we just. Everything that goes down at the end of the episode really is amazing. We see Penguin leading a mob to just with torches, legit, like everything. It's legit.
That was one of the best things ever because you see that scene right before. Time to run. You bring together everybody. Come on, we got to get all of our friends back together. Okay, and literally no time. Fish Mooney's up there with Hugo Strange. We got a problem. What are the cops doing now? It's not the cops. You see the mob, they're coming. I'm thinking he must have used Twitter. Hashtag guys, we're gonna go kill Fish Mooney. Let's get the band together. Come on, let's go. And
hashtag let's do the thing.
Hashtag let's kill the fish. Penguins eat fish.
Penguins eat fish. Hashtag let's eat fish. Or hashtag penguins eat fish.
Yes, and everyone's like favoriting and retweeting, and people are. That was pretty good because we saw a lot of that in season 2 in terms of, mobs getting together and all this stuff. And I like the fact that they still will just work and they'll just come together because Penguin's like, guys, the person who leads the monsters that I was telling you all about at the media thing where I was basically doing my running for mayor rant about the monsters.
That's exactly what it looked like to me. Oh,
yeah. It's like, okay, well, yeah. The monsters, the leader, is here. Let's go. And they went crazy. So, yeah, I really like that. And then, of course, Jim shows up. And he was trying to be sneaky, Obviously, it wasn't going to work. But, I mean, that whole scene of where things are being said, okay, if you can help us escape, we won't kill you. Okay.
Yeah.
I like the double crossing that happened in that part.
Yeah. He's just kind of, the mob is right there.
Yeah.
And the commissioner is right there as well. And Jim's just kind of walking, like, just strolling back and forth in front of the building, like, okay, so what am I going to do? What am I going to do?
Because I gotta get Harvey out of there, but these mob people are gonna kill, which we see a little bit later when they break in.
And he's also like, how could I really get that money? I'd like to get that money.
He's gonna get that money, or he's gonna try to. I'm gonna call Penguin. As long as we get it, I'm gonna call you. Hey, Penguin. And I love the fact when they did that call.
Yeah.
You didn't hear the last part of the conversation on Jim's end. I like it's like, oh, what do I need to do, Jim? Oh, okay. He hangs up the phone. He's just freaking out. He's like, oh, let's go get him. And then him and Butch was staying back. I'm like, okay, something's going on because they're not going in with the mob.
What would have been great that would have been left out, that would have been like a deleted scene, was if before Jim gave him Penguin the information, all of a sudden we see a text, Jim gets transaction complete. money into your
That would have been good. Like if because we would have seen why he was trying to help Penguin. Because well, he wanted to get out of the situation because Jim wasn't supposed to be in there in the first place. Jim snuck in there.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that Jim was just kind of working for whatever works best because he doesn't want Fish around. So he's like, Here, Penguin, here's a prize for you. Meet me in the woods. Or,
Not that he saw what went down.
No.
That he didn't know what was going to go down. I mean, the fact that Fish tells Penguin, "You're my creation. Look who you are now. You are my umbrella boy. Now you're the Penguin." And Penguin doesn't kill her.
He got really emotional real quick.
It was very. I did not expect it. I did not expect that scene. My jaw dropped.
That's the side of her I didn't see coming. But at first, I thought, okay, this is malarkey. This is not real. She's just saying this. She's going to double cross him. She's not going to shoot him in the head. But I expected her to get the gun out of his hand because she really breaks him down. But they went a completely different direction, man. They broke down the Penguin emotionally. So something we haven't seen since his father died, which I think was pretty good.
And when that scene happened, I feel like that's when Oswald fully, I mean, he knew he was the Penguin, but right then you could see it in his eyes. He embraced it. He really embraced the fact that he's the Penguin. That's who he is. And then this sort of maniacal, like, I don't know, it's this gleam in his eyes right then. It just, you could see it. You could see it. And when Fish showed that respect to him, that's just a real just turning point for his character. And things are going to go, I don't even know. Well, we do know, but yeah.
Do you think that he spared her life because he feels like he's the king of Gotham and he can decide who lives and dies? Do you see that at all, or do you think that he was so emotionally pulled in from her conversation that he just lets her go because he thought he killed her in season 1? Clearly, she came back, even though we found out she did die, but she came back. Now he has an opportunity to take her out again and doesn't. So I have a feeling that, and also, I mean, I'm not ruling this out either. What if we find out later, reveals somebody else was in the woods and saw what happened and saw that Penguin spared her and that how he was going to kill her. They see him spare her and she leaves. Then they can reveal that to the media, reveal that to other people that the Penguin had a chance. He didn't kill her. So do we trust the Penguin?
I think it was a bit of both. I really think it was a bit of both. He felt something there, but he also was thinking to himself, I'm the king. I rule Gotham. And I can decide what to do. Partially Penguin, but you don't have abilities. You don't have powers. Now, maybe if you get Nigma out of the prison, out of Arkham, and have him on your side, you can fully rule Gotham. But then Nigma is going to outgrow you and probably take over himself, not just because he's the Riddler and he's clever that way. But, I mean, we don't know. We don't know exactly what was going through Oswald's head right there. He's a very complex character. I love the way they really show in the show how diverse all of these characters are in their personalities. And they show the human aspects to all of them. And you can empathize with Oswald and all that he's been through and understand why he is the way he is. I mean, look what happened with his father that he found after all of that.
Yeah, he completely changed when he found out about his dad. He was like, I need to stop doing this. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what happens because of this, because he made a huge decision. And maybe Butch should have been there to kind of push him in the direction to take her out. I'm curious to know if letting Hugo Strange and Fish go, if that is just letting them go so we can see what they're doing, not being surrounded by cops or Penguin, or if they're like, okay, we're going to send them off for a couple episodes. We're not going to see them. They're going to come back, and it's going to be a big thing. I don't know. But I was very shocked that he was letting them go, especially Fish.
Yeah.
What they did.
So they did not burn Fish, but they burned the not Flash dude. That's what I'm calling him, not Flash.
Not Flash.
And they killed the masked chick.
Yep, I felt bad for her because all she really did throughout the first 2 episodes was just have young Ivy pulling her. She fought a little bit, went to getting Peabody, and then she just held off cops and spoke.
Yeah.
It's not the cops when the mob was showing up.
What was her ability?
Um, a ripoff of Bane from The Dark Knight Rises and fighting.
I guess, yeah.
Guns. So
yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
And I mean, yeah. So that was the burning part of the episode.
Yes.
And then something else that went on and off throughout the episode and the first episode of the season was just this back and forth between Valerie and Jim. And Valerie pulled one over on Jim this episode. And then at the end of the episode, well, first off, before we get to what drove us mad at the end of the episode, when Bruce shows back up at Wayne Manor, and Alfred he's cool. Alfred's cool. He's chill. He's fine, which is great because Alfred's awesome. He tells Alfred what went down, and then shortly after that, we see a shadow come through and break into the manor, and we look and I'm like, oh man, it's Doppelganger, dude. It's the clone dude. It's no one. He's no one. He has no name.
He is no one.
He is no one.
I honestly thought at first it was Selena. I was like, because the way she acted towards him in the first episode, I was okay. She's hiding behind the curtain. At first, I thought it was because you see the feet. I'm thinking, okay, you saw the boots. I'm thinking, okay, it's Selena. She's slowly going to walk in and tell Bruce about what happened with the monster or something. And then as soon as the eerie music was playing, whenever they show that character, I'm thinking, I freaked out. I'm like, oh my God, it's the clone. I started losing my mind. Like, what the hell's going on? And it was crazy. I'm like, wow, they're getting right to it.
I didn't really expect it to be Selena myself. I think that she would have just come out through real fast. Yeah. Because that's just the way she is. And right when they show the shadow just standing there, and I'm like, oh, it's that guy. It's that guy. And we don't know. Like, it's driving me insane, this whole thing, this story arc. Because who is he? How is this a thing? I mean, we understand Hugo Strange can do a lot of crazy shit. But he cloned Bruce? Or how is this? I almost feel like this is, I don't know, it might be a little far-fetched. I almost feel like this is a clone that the Court of Owls had created so that they can groom him to being a false Bruce Wayne and control him.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
I thought that was what they were doing, but I don't believe that anymore.
Yeah. Well, now because he's completely like, he's just thrown out like he's, I don't know.
I think, okay, I do believe he was created by the Court of Owls. I do believe that. However, I believe that he was broken out and escaped before they started grooming him. Because I expected when that character escaped at the end of season 2 and you see the face, you see the hair, and you realize it's not Bruce, but it is Bruce, but not Bruce. The way he says the words, thank you, and the way he just looked at her creepily as this woman's freaking out, letting these monsters out of this bus, I thought they were really setting up that we're going to see a clone Bruce get his hair cut, look exactly like Bruce Wayne, like put the real Bruce Wayne in a closet, lock him up or something, and start pretending to be Bruce Wayne going out.
That would suck.
That's what I thought was going to happen because the way they set it up to where he was being all creepy. But now they've completely thrown me off because he doesn't know who Bruce Wayne is. He's really shy. I was like, okay, I don't know what they're doing. I think that Bruce is going to find out in the next episode or two that the clone was created by the Court of Owls, and that's what will spiral him back into learning more information.
Yeah, he's a wild card. We don't know what's going to go down with that. Yeah. I have absolutely no clue now that he's just out in the open. He doesn't have any kind of abilities, so we see yet. We have not seen if he has any kind of powers. Yeah. But it's safe to assume that he doesn't. He's just this clone, and he just exists to exist now.
He's just there, just chilling.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he could use him as a body double for stuff, and like
That would be interesting. Like, I want to chill, watch some TV. You go to that Wayne thing. I don't want to go to it.
Well, yeah, he could also he could use him. He could send him off to an event where he thinks he might be in danger, and it won't be him that's in danger. That's horrible. That's just horrible.
Or as we all know, the show is trying to be different than the comics.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is really stupid. We're gonna get 2 Batman. We're gonna get a Batman 1, Batman
Maybe
2.
I don't know.
Yeah, one's gonna have full black. One's gonna have the gray suit. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be crazy. I have a feeling that the clone isn't gonna survive. I think ultimately that clone is gonna die somehow. Because I mean, how are they gonna explain? Oh, we got 2 Bruce Waynes walking around. Like, that's just gonna be weird. Like, eventually that clone. Now, I can't wait to see Jim Gordon's reaction when he sees 2 Bruce Waynes standing next to each other. That's gonna freak him out.
He's gonna be. I mean, this would be my reaction. Would be, I need a drink, and exactly. I think that would be the exact same reaction for Jim. Just bring me the bottle. Just yeah.
I bet he'll ask that when he goes to Wayne Manor. He'll show up and ask Alfred, "Can I get a drink, please?" He'll sit down on the couch, staring off into nothing, going, "I don't know anything anymore. There's a clone of a person now.
What is life?"
Exactly. We see monsters now. There's a clone of Bruce Wayne just chilling with long hair, listening to Nirvana. It's weird.
I don't. Come as you are, right? I mean,
exactly.
And then, okay, so we've covered all that went down, except for the parts that pissed us off. Okay. So, the first thing we see at the end, Valerie comes to Jim's place.
Of course she does.
And I'm like, nah.
Of course she does.
No.
With her little short skirt.
Oh, God, no. Come on, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, she's gorgeous. I'll give her that. But
yes.
It's safe to say they hooked up. We see them go for each other, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens? Then what happens?
Who magically just shows up right after? Just shut up for once. Get off the train. Slow reveal. Lee's back.
Like, hey, what's up? I've been gone a little while. You were just with another dude, and now Jim's with this. Okay, they're going with that. They're going that angle, I guess.
We're going the love triangle. Well, people say, well, Lee moved on. Lee moved on with another guy, so he has every right. Here's the thing. This would be different if this was a mid-season finale ending.
Yeah. 2 episodes in.
2 episodes. Like, come on. We all know. Now, there might be some people out there that like the Valerie Vale character on the show because she's straight to the point. She's a reporter, and she double-crossed Jim, and they've gotten back at each other. She's smart. But the only reason they introduced that character was for a love interest. That is the only reason, because they immediately got to making out. It just it would not have bothered me if they developed for the first how many episodes before the mid-season finale, before they go on their winter break. And then at the very end, if this was the ending to a mid-season finale, I'd be perfectly fine with it, because we have a lot of time away from Lee.
Yeah.
Jim's by himself. He's helping the GCPD. Maybe he gets back into the GCPD at this point, and then they start making out. Then Lee shows up at the end. Boom, mid-season finale. We have to wait like a month and a half or whatever before they come back. I'm fine with that. 2 episodes in, that is not enough time to, number one, develop Jim as a solo character without Barbara, without Lee, just by himself. And number 2, not enough time to develop the Valerie Vela character, even though I should have seen it coming the first episode, when all the time we saw her on screen after the initial media at GCPD about these monsters. Every single scene, it's got to involve Jim some way, somehow. So I should have seen it coming, but I was hoping that the writers would be smarter than this. And I feel like with this episode, the majority of the writing, top notch, double thumbs up.
Yeah.
But in terms of what they did this episode, I have to say they crapped the bed pretty bad with this, because they just rushed into it. I mean, they've rushed a lot of things so far this season, just jumping right to stuff. Jim and Barbara meeting, Bruce and the clone meeting, Penguin and Fish immediately face to face, but they should not have rushed this. They should not have done it. So
like I could see I did not see this coming. The fact that they would just, like you said, throw them together like this. I could see Jim and Barbara having hate sex or something before I could see this happening. The fact that they made this happen was just a little weird. It was weird, and I don't like love triangles. They drive me mad. I cannot stand them, and I don't want to see that on Gotham. I want them to just sweep this away, like sweep this under the rug real quick. Just go. It was one thing, like, this is so different from the triangle between Jim, Barbara, and Lee, because it wasn't really a triangle. It was this weird relationship, but it wasn't a triangle. It was there was just so much underlying tension between all this. It wasn't just a cheesy, like, hey, let's hook up, because there was build up for all of these characters, and this was just, oh, look, hey, just shut up, Valerie, let's do the thing, and
just let's do the thing, Valerie. Yeah, you can write this for your next story, how I hooked up with a vigilante.
Basically, I could see her doing that.
Yeah, but I agree with the whole Barbara, Lee, and Gordon triangle, because it wasn't really, because Barbara was crazy, and they spent a lot of time of them separated and him and Lee's relationship not being together building up slowly. So that wasn't really a triangle, more of just a crazy ex-girlfriend wearing a wedding dress at a church crazy. Not, okay, I've known you for about a couple of days, let's start getting it on, and Lee magically appears. It's like she got a warning in her head. I might want to come back because he might do something stupid, like kiss a girl. I don't know. And the fact that they've already teased in the promo for next week's episode, they're face-to-face in GCPD. I'm like, oh, boy, here we go. Because you already know the conversation. I guarantee the conversation is going to go like this. So who is she? Oh, well, she's just a friend. And then Valerie will say, well, me and him got together last night. Jim, you moved on? He's like, well, I was in the window of your new place and saw you moved on, and it's going to it's gonna go.
Valerie is not going to keep it under wraps. She has absolutely no filter.
Nope.
And things are going to go bad very quickly. I hope that they don't focus a lot on this little triangle that they've created on the show. I want to see more of Nigma. I want to see more of Ivy. I want to see more of Selena and Bruce. I don't want this triangle. I want it gone.
They wanted drama. That was what they wanted, drama, but they have enough of it on the show.
Yeah, there's plenty of drama on the show without this love triangle, this weird, awkward love triangle.
They just, I guess they just wanted to go down this direction because, realistically, they haven't done it. But, there's a reason why a lot of shows don't do it, because it's really cheesy and it's obvious that they're doing it from a mile away, and I should have known they were doing it, but I was hoping they were smart enough not to, but damn it, they did it.
Well, my thoughts on this Valerie character, I don't think she's going to survive the season.
No.
She's going to probably die, if not by the mid-season finale, a little before it. I don't see her lasting. I could be completely wrong. I don't know. They did this triangle thing, so I don't know where they're going with that. I just hope that she don't get
her away.
That would suck.
Just move her away. Like, we don't have to kill every character we don't like, but we don't need her. Like, I was like, okay, well, they're introducing this reporter because we haven't really had a reporter on the show. Okay. But then as soon as the first episode, I got in a little things are going off my head. Okay, she's only in the scenes with Jim in the first episode. Second episode, same thing. Now she's showing up at his house. Now we're jumping a huge step to where she's just showing up at his place. So it wasn't the reporter angle they were trying to get as a character. They were just trying to get a new love interest for Jim, and that's really bothersome because they couldn't just introduce a new female character without her being a love interest for a male character that we already know. Like, I really wish they just didn't do that.
And if they go and make her pregnant or whatever, that's just the final thing saying it's just shoving down your throat. Like, eat this. No.
Same episode, we find out Valerie's pregnant. We find out Lee reveals to Jim, I never lost a baby. Oh, my God. Now, I want the reveal of the kid still alive. But I don't want the reveal of Valerie being pregnant. I don't want that.
If they reveal the kid is still alive, I'm legit gonna want to punch Lee for doing that to Jim.
Now that's the type of drama they should have with those characters. Not a love triangle. It should be I lied about the baby. That should have been the drama, because that is relationship drama, but that's between them two, not including the Valerie character. So if we remove the Valerie triangle and bring in the baby's still alive, I lied to you, Jim, I applaud them. That's the type of direction they should go. Not this love triangle bullcrap that's going to end the same exact way. Jim's going to pick one or the other, or they're both going to be like, well, we don't want you, Jim, because you can't decide. No.
Hopefully it doesn't last too long, that they get this out of their system pretty quickly. Yeah. And we get some really amazing things happening this season. I mean, so far, first 2 episodes, I think they were amazing. And I cannot wait to see what happens next. I hope they do a lot more as far as development with Ivy, so that we see who she really is. Because even as young Ivy, we never got to really see fully who she is. So now, if they can find a way to flesh out that character well and make it believable that this is the same Ivy that was the kid, if they can do that, if they can like solidly connect them and make it believable, fully believable, because that 2 actresses, they don't look like each other at all.
No.
So that's a thing that's a slight issue for me, but I can look past that as long as they flesh out the character right and they make the right choices with her. So
yeah, so far the first 2 episodes, I mean, besides the ending of the second episode, Burn the Witch, they crap the bed with that. But it's been great, because they're showing that they're going to stick in staying in the right direction, because I feel season 1 is a poor season compared to season 2, and so far season 3. Yeah. But season 1 had to happen in order for us to really develop these characters, because they spent a lot of time with all these characters, and maybe they did some things wrong, but you can't appreciate season 2 and now season 3 without season 1. You can't. So they're going in the right direction. I just feel like that with this particular storyline, they're crapping the bed, but I can still look forward to the Bruce Wayne clone situation. I can still look forward to the Fish Mooney stuff, the Penguin stuff, the Jim Gordon stuff with the GCPD and the Vigilante, but just that angle I do not want. I just don't want it. I hope it ends soon. That's what I'm hoping. That Lee comes in, smacks Valerie around, get out of here, you stinking, smacking her. Yeah. It will be good. Cat fight. That's what I want. Cat fight. Cat fight. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay.
Selena will be the referee. Selena will be the referee.
Got it. Yep.
Yeah. So I think we just about covered everything this week. As I said before, we will be doing this every week. Hopefully it all goes as according to plan, and YouTube works always, because we had a lot of trouble getting this video up today. YouTube did not want to work.
YouTube and did not like us.
Yeah, I was about to go with Selena Kyle or Arya Stark. I was gonna go off on YouTube. I was so mad. So mad. Fuming mad. But we got it to work, and hopefully it continues to work. And if y'all enjoy this, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and head over to Jordan's channel. Subscribe to his channel. He's got great things as well. He does a lot of reviews on his channel as well as reactions. Yeah. I used to do them myself. I don't really do them anymore, but
hater. Hashtag hater.
Hey, I do them every now and then. Every now and then is a special treat. But yeah, we will be doing this every week. I hope y'all stay tuned, and we will talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.